Okay, dear students, let's just start our very first live revision class for the session September 2026. Tax attempt is September 26, and you people are studying Finance Act 2025. Okay. Number one, it's a first class, so it's not going to be very long. Second, from the second class onwards, students, we will start the revision. You will be getting a revision of entire course, means entire course, but the revision will be through questions, and we will select all the questions from the Kaplan kit of Finance Act 2025. Number one. Number two, all the enrolled students, then they will not only get the pre-recorded lectures of entire course, you people will also be getting the pre-recorded crash course as well, and which is a very unique crash course. Let me tell you, just within 5 to 6 hours, you can revise the entire taxation. That crash course is already uploaded on the portal. Okay, but kindly do not watch right now because there's no benefit. Once you have completed the entire course, after that, of course, you should watch that pre-recorded crash course of 5 to 6 hours, I would say 2 times. But from the next class onwards, you will see that we will be discussing, there will be a discussion of Kaplan kit questions, and you will be getting a revision of entire course, means entire course, but through questions. Okay. And day of the revision will remain same. Number one, class will be once in a week, but the duration of the class will increase. Okay, duration of the class will increase. Third point, if due to any reason, if any one of you is unable to attend the live revision class, so live revision class will be uploaded on the same day on the portal. So the recording will be available, because right now you can see that majority is not there, because it is understandable that same timing does not suit everyone. So that is why recording will be available. So let's just start FA 2025. And let me tell you, this FA 2025 is still applicable on September 26 attempt, December 26, and March 27. And you people are studying taxation, which variant? UK variant. That is also important. Okay, now we are starting from revision. We are starting from individuals. When it comes to individuals, one individual could have source of income. One is non-saving. Second, there is a possibility that individual is having a saving income, and also there is a possibility individual might be having a dividend income also. First of all, if I talk about non-saving, what are the examples of non-saving source of income? For example, employment income, property income, let's say trading income, even the pension income is also an example of non-saving. Employment income, we have already considered. So employment income, property income, trading income, pension income, all are the examples of non-saving income. Now, what are the tax rates for the non-saving income? Basic rate band starts from £1 till 37,700. Applicable rate is 20%. Higher rate band 37,701 goes till 1,25,140. It is 40%. Then additional rate 125,141 plus above 45%. But in UK, every individual is not required to pay income tax. Only those individuals are required to pay income tax if their income is more than personal allowance. Personal allowance is 12,570. If someone in UK earning more than 12,570, that individual is required to pay income tax. For example, assuming Mr. Y is having employment income of £80,000, and the requirement is very simple: calculate income tax liability. So let's solve this. We know that employment income is a non-saving income. Okay, so employment income 80,000. On entire 80, we are not supposed to pay tax, because Individual gets personal allowance, so we'll deduct the personal allowance 12,570. Any income which is over and above the personal allowance, only that income is taxable. So 80,000 minus 12,570. Students, I'm getting 67,430 taxable income. Now let us apply tax rates. Income tax. First of all, you have to utilize the basic rate band. After that, you will go for a higher rate band. If you have consumed the higher rate band as well, then finally you will go for additional rate band. Directly, we cannot apply 40% on this. So first, we have to go for a basic rate band, which is 37,700. Applicable rate is 20%, 7,540. Total taxable income is 67,430, but out of this 67,430, we have applied tax rate on 37,700. Difference of 67,430 and 37,700, difference actually falls in higher rate. 67,430 minus 37,700. Student, I'm getting 29,730. On this 29,730, we'll apply 40%. 11,892. So here comes your income tax liability. 19,432. Let me give one more example, but this time I want every one of you to attempt this. Employment income is 90,000 pound. We have got a payee as well. Payee means pay as you earn, means tax which someone has already paid in advance. 10,000 pound required. Number one, I need income tax liability. Number two, I need tax payable. Students, I want every one of you to attempt this question. Payee means pay as you earn. A very simple definition, very simple understanding of pay is this is the tax which someone has already paid in advance. I want every one of you to first calculate income tax liability and then tax payable. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. So kindly attempt now. Okay, let's see what are the answers. Okay, one student has shared the answer. Let's try together now. Employment income is a non-saving income. We know that. 90,000 pound. Obviously, on 90, we are not going to pay tax. First, we'll deduct personal allowance. 12,570. Here comes the taxable income. 90,000 minus 12,570. I'm getting taxable income 77,430. Okay. Basic rate band 37,700 into 20%. 7,540. We are calculating income tax. Total taxable income is 77,430. Out of this 77,430, we have applied tax rate on 37,700. Difference actually falls in higher rate band. So 77,430 minus 37,700. I'm getting 39,730. Applicable rate is 40%. 15,892. Now here comes your income tax liability. Income tax liability. Student, income tax liability is 23,432. But the Issue is this individual has already paid 10,000 as tax in advance. Pay means pay as you earn. So since 10,000 is already paid, so we'll deduct the pay. Less pay. So this individual is actually required to pay only 13,432. This is going to be your tax payable. Now here another important concept is income tax liability. If income tax liability is more than the pay, if this is the case, then difference is going to be your tax payable. There is a possibility that income tax liability is less than pay, that someone has paid tax in advance more than the income tax liability. If this is the case, then there is going to be tax refundable. Okay. Now let's talk about saving income. First of all, you should know that first you have to tax non-saving income. After that, we'll go for a saving income. Saving income simple means interest income. Now listen, basic rate band for the saving income, it is same, 37,700, applicable rate is 20%. Higher rate band, it starts from 37,701, goes till 1,25,140. Applicable rate is 40%. Additional rate, 125,141 plus above no limit, it is 45%. Now you might be thinking, then what is the difference between saving income tax calculation and non-saving? Just wait. Now, for the saving income, we have got few additional rule as well. Number one, if individual is a basic rate taxpayer, basic rate taxpayer, someone who is a basic rate taxpayer gets saving nil rate band 1,000 pound. Nil rate band means then applicable rate is going to be 0%. There's a possibility that individual could be a higher rate taxpayer. How do we decide someone is a basic rate taxpayer or a higher rate taxpayer? I'll explain that with the help of a question. Just wait. Higher rate taxpayer gets saving nil rate band 500 pound. Finally, there's a possibility that someone might be an additional rate taxpayer. Additional rate taxpayer. If someone is an additional rate taxpayer, then that individual does not get any nil rate band for the saving income. Someone who's an additional rate taxpayer does not get any nil rate band for the saving income. There's one more additional rule for the saving income, which is starting rate band. From 1 pound till 5,000, applicable rate is 0%. When do we apply starting rate band? We'll be revising each and everything. Don't worry at all. But don't forget one thing. First, we apply income tax on non-saving income. Then we'll go for saving income. For example, let's say Mr. Y is having employment income 50,000 pound. Saving income simply means interest income 20,000 pound. And the required is income tax liability. Students, I'm giving you guys around 5 minutes. I want every one of you to attempt this question. No matter you make mistake, no issue at all. Attempting the question and making the mistake is not a mistake, but not attempting the question is the biggest mistake. So at least try to save yourself from the biggest mistake and make minor mistakes, okay? So you have 5 minutes, kindly attempt this. Okay, student, let's try together now. We'll be making now 3 columns. One for the non-saving. Non-saving, okay, someone has shared the answer. Okay, let's thank you. Non-saving, non-saving income, saving income, and let's say total. For just for saving the time, I'm directly writing employment income is a non-saving income. We know that 50,000 pounds. Oh, it has become 5 lakh. Oh my God. We made him too rich. Okay, 50,000 saving income is 20. Total becomes 70,000. Okay. Personal allowance, obviously we have to deduct from the non-saving income. 12,570. 12,570. Here comes taxable income. 50,000 minus 12,570. 37,430. It is 20,000. 57,430. Okay. Income tax. Student, first we have to apply the tax rate on non-saving income. An entire non-saving taxable income 37,430 actually falls in basic rate band. Basic rate band. Basic rate, non-saving 37,430. Applicable rate is 20%. 37,430 into 20, I'm getting 7,486. Okay. Now we have to go towards saving income, but first we need to decide individual's tax paying status, because exactly what nil rate band is available to an individual, it depends on the individual's tax paying status. How do we decide the status? By looking at the total taxable income. Student, total taxable income is 57,430, which is more than the basic rate band. Total taxable income is 57,430, which is more than the basic rate band. So this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. Whoever is a higher rate taxpayer, whoever is a higher rate taxpayer gets nil rate band of 500 pound. So saving nil rate band 500 into 0% is 0. Now, obviously, there's no more space in the basic rate band. How? Basic rate band limit is 37,700. Out of this 37,700, we have already utilized 37,430. How much limit was left? 37,700 minus 37,430. Only 270 was left. Logically, this remaining limit is utilized, consumed by the nil rate band. So now we do not have any space in the basic rate band. So the remaining saving income, which is 19,500, actually falls in higher rate band where applicable rate is 40%. 19,500 into 40%, I'm getting 7,800. So here comes your income tax liability. Students, I'm getting 7,486 plus 7,800, 15,286. That is your income tax liability. Let's check the answer, whose answer was correct. Majority answers were near to my answer. But I think somewhere maybe you people have made mistake when it comes to utilizing the nil rate band, I believe. Let me give one more question. Let's say the employment income is 40,000 pound. Saving income is 35,000 pound. I want every one of you to calculate income tax liability. And for calculating income tax liability, I'm giving you 5 minutes. Please. Okay, students, let's try together. Again, we'll be making 3 columns: non-saving income, saving, and total. Okay. Employment income is a non-saving income. Saving is 35. Total becomes 75,000. Personal allowance obviously will deduct from the non-saving income, which is 12,570. Okay. Let's see. We have got different answers from different students. Taxable income 40,000 minus 12,570, 27,430, 35,000. I'm getting 62,430. Okay. Income tax. First, we have to apply tax rate on non-saving income. Basic rate, non-saving. Entire 27,430 actually falls in basic rate band. So 27,430 applicable rate is 20%. 27,430 take 20% of this. 5,486. Again, student, before applying any tax rate on the saving income, we have to decide individual's tax paying status. This individual is having total taxable income 62,430. Since the total taxable income is more than the basic rate band, so this individual is a high rate taxpayer. Even though we do have a space in the basic rate band, but that is not the criteria to decide the taxpayer status. Individual is a basic or higher or an additional rate taxpayer, it is always decided on the basis of total taxable income. Total taxable income is 62,430, which is more than the basic rate band. So this individual is a higher rate taxpayer. So whoever is a higher rate taxpayer gets nil rate band £500 for the saving income. So saving nil rate band £500 into 0% is 0. Now we have to see how much space is left in the basic rate band. Basic rate band is 37,700. We first utilize 27,430 out of this. Then we utilize 500. How much space is left in the basic rate band? 37,700 minus 27,430 minus 500. Students, I'm getting 9,770. We still have a space in the basic rate band, which is 9,770 basic rate, but this time it is saving income. Applicable rate is 20%. 1954. No more space in the basic rate band. So the entire saving income now falls in high rate band. Obviously, applicable rate is going to be 40%. Total saving income is 35. Out of this 35, 500 we have taken in nil rate band. 9770 we have taken in basic rate band. So how much is remaining saving income? Let's deduct this and 9770. 35,000 minus 500 minus 9770. 24,730. 24,730. Applicable rate is 40%. I'm getting 9,892. So here comes your income tax liability. Let's see. 5,486 plus 1954 plus 9892. 17,332. The student answer is 17,332. One more question. Let's see who will get this time correct answer. Employment income is 25,000 pound. Saving income is 75,000 pound. Required income tax liability. And I'm giving 5 minutes to everyone. So kindly this time attempt this question and I need correct answer. You have 5 minutes. Please attempt this. Let's try together. Again, we'll be making 3 columns. Non-saving income, saving income, and total. Employment income is a non-saving income, so 25,000. Saving is 75. Total becomes more than, not exceeding 1 lakh, because we know that if it exceeds 1 lakh, then we have to think for ANI, adjusted net income. Whoever is having adjusted net income more than 100,000, then for that person, personal allowance starts reducing. Okay, we will revise that. Don't worry at all when the time comes. Personal allowance is 12,570. Taxable income 25,000 minus 12,570. 12,430. 87,430. Obviously, first we have to apply tax rate on non-saving. Entire 12,430 actually falls in basic rate band. Applicable rate is obviously 20%. 12,430 into 20%, I'm getting 2,486. Again, students, we have to decide individual's tax paying status by looking at total taxable income. Total taxable income is more than 37,700. So this individual is a high rate taxpayer. And high rate taxpayer gets nil rate band 500 pounds for the saving income. No matter, we do have a space in the basic rate band, that is something else. But nil rate band is decided on the basis of individual's tax paying status. So saving nil rate band is 500 pounds into 0 is 0. Now let's see how much space is left in the basic rate band. 37,700 minus 12,430 of the non-saving income, 500 pound for nil rate band. How much space is left? 37,700 minus 12,430 minus 500. We still have 24,770 basic rate saving income. 24,770 applicable rate is obviously 20%. 4,954. Now the remaining saving income actually falls in high rate band where applicable rate is 40%. Total saving income is 75,000 pound. Out of 75, 500 we have taken in nil rate band. 24,770 we have taken in basic rate band. So from 75,000 we will minus 500. We will minus 24,770. Student, I'm getting 49,730. 49,730. How did I get this 49,730? From 75,000. I have deducted 500. I have deducted 24,770. So I'm getting 49,730, which obviously falls in high rate band. So 49,730. Student, you are forgetting one thing. If someone is an additional rate taxpayer, additional rate taxpayer does not get nil rate band for the saving income. Is that clear? Otherwise, if someone is a basic rate taxpayer, that person gets nil rate band £1,000 for the saving income. Someone who's a high rate taxpayer gets nil rate band £500, but an additional rate taxpayer does not get any nil rate band for the saving income. Is that clear now? $19,892. Okay, that's great. So here comes income tax liability. 2486 plus 4954 plus 19892. 27,332. Income tax liability is 27,332. Students, since it is a first class, so I think at the start of the class I did mention class is not going to be very long. But from next class onwards, there will be a revision. You will be getting a revision of entire course, but the revision will be through questions, and we will be selecting all the questions from latest Kaplan kit FA 2025. Class live revision class will remain once in a week, but time period of the class will definitely, it is going to increase. There is a possibility, it happened in the previous attempt as well, that near to exam we actually did increase the frequency of classes. From one it became around two, or sometime it was three in a week. But normally we don't need to increase, but like we needed in the previous session, so I increased the frequency. So where I'm going to feel that now frequency of the live revision classes should increase, so I'm going to increase as well. So you people should not be worried about that area. But student, every one of you, I hope every one of you is having the study planner. Anyone who does not have a study planner, kindly ask admin. They will share a customized study planner for you. And that study planner starts from the day you have joined us. Okay. It is for anyone. For example, a newcomer is going to join us today, maybe after 1 week. So the day you are going to join us, you will be getting a customized study planner, which starts from the day student they join us. And one more thing, students, we are conducting these live revision classes for all ACCA papers. All means all. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, hope to see you and others in the coming classes as well. Thank you very much that you people have taken out time for today's class. Thank